Hello guys, welcome back to DSFR. Today I'm going to be talking about is Ben Bishop ready to be the go-to man for the Dallas Stars? Now Ben Bishop, I love the guy. He's gigantic. He can make some big saves for you. Now he didn't play necessarily all that great this past season. 32 games for the Tampa Bay Lightning, 911 save percentage, 2.54 goals against average. 7 games for the Kings, not much better at all. 900 save percentage and a 2.49 goals against. So you could say that, hey, those were two great defenses, and I agree. And he didn't play all that well for them. Now, I think it was kind of hard transitioning to the Lightning from the Kings and having a down year. I think it just all kind of came down on him, and he was just unlucky. But I think we can all agree that he had an off year, not really having the best save percentage at all. Goals against average was still pretty decent, but save percentage he was just down. I think it was just an off year for him. You could see, I think it was 2015, 2016, he had like a 926 save percentage. He's been great before. I think he could recoup that with Dallas, maybe have a better change of scenery from not just the whole another coast. But it's going to be a test for him, especially with this young defense. It's going to be a definite hard test for him. It'll definitely shape his career. If he doesn't play all that well, he definitely won't get another contract or two after this next contract with Dallas, and he definitely won't play his full career here probably. But I'm optimistic for him. Definitely, I think he'll do well. I think that he can lead the charge here potentially, and he has the pedigree of getting far into the playoffs. Not necessarily going all the way, but going through the playoffs, getting through some rounds. That's definitely something that is valuable to this Dallas Stars team. Now, goaltending hasn't really been the strength for the Stars for a long time, probably since Turco or Belfour. It hasn't been a strength for the Stars at all for a long, long time, and hopefully Ben Bishop recoups that kind of talent that we used to have at goaltender. He has the potential of being great. He has had an off year this past season, but I have hope in him that he could recoup that kind of talent and performance, and maybe he has an all-star year for the Stars. Now, will it happen? I don't think so. I think he'll be steady, but I don't think he'll be a Vezina candidate at all. Though he won't be Carlton and Niemi's Niemi numbers. I think he'll be much better. He has, any improvement other than Carlton and Niemi is an improvement. Those guys were just awful last season, and you could say it was the defense, but I say it was mostly Carlton, and Niemi was just so horrid. Like, he just could not make a save when he needed to. Like, he would just let go normal stuff. Now, some of it was the defense's fault, and that is something that has been addressed somewhat with Fott. And I think one more year with these young defensemen could help those guys, get them more experience for plays that really they need to make, and hopefully it's easier for Ben Bishop than people think it is. Now, do I think that contract is worth it? Time will have to tell. We'll have to see his performance, but before then, I think it is. I think that he has the potential to reach better than even that contract is worthy of. I think that if this whole thing works out, Ottinger will place him in 3, maybe 4 years. When that contract is almost gone, we'll see about if he plays well enough to withstand that whole contract. If Ottinger just busts, plain and simple, I don't think Ottinger will. I love Ottinger, but I think that he will probably play the whole contract here. Who knows if he retires after that? But he's not a young guy. I mean, he's in his 30s. So it isn't the most secure contract. You could give the argument of, hey, you don't want to give that long of a contract to a guy that's that old, but he isn't that old. I mean, people think that like these guys are like super old or just ancient, but with so much youth in the NHL these days, like the 29, the 30-year-olds, 31-year-olds are just like so old compared to these young guys that are all coming throughout the league, and really they're not. When you look at Yager, he's like 45, and it's like people will kind of play them as these old guys, but I think that he still has the great years ahead of him. I think he'll do well. Now the defense has to improve. I haven't seen the preseason games. Thank you, Fox Sports Southwest, for not giving me the option to see the games. Now, do I blame them? No, but I want to see the games, but I can't see the games, so I don't know how the defense is shaking up. I know that they were high-scoring games for both teams, a lot of them, but you could never really tell just by if they made a bad mistake or not, or if it was a shootout goal or something. But time will have to tell. Of course, if the season's starting, we'll have to know. We'll only know in a couple months. Well, we'll only know from like the next year or so. So it's a wild card. It's a wild card, Ben Bishop, but I think he will work out. Now that doesn't mean that he won't work out. He could just come crashing down. He could be another He could be another Anthony Niemi who just sucks. He just is so bad. He wasn't Anthony Niemi wasn't that bad his first year, but he just sucked. He could just be terrible. He could have the off year and then have an even worse year. The pessimism with goaltenders in Dallas is just so easy to go for. And honestly, Ben Bishop just plays terrible in the month. I'll just go on that road. I mean, Ben Bishop just not playing good. I mean, he's just terrible. I mean, look at the goalies that we have. I mean, Carlin is better, but I don't think I'll go down that road. Hopefully, you guys won't. But Ben Bishop will not bust. You have heard it here, folks. He will get us to at least the second round. I mean, second round is easy. I mean, it's easy. What are you talking about? It's easy, I'm telling you. But then that second round, you gotta beat a team like St. Louis. I mean, the reason we lost against St. Louis was because of the goaltending. The goaltending is just horrible. It was just abysmal in that series. And if we had great goaltending like Ben Bishop, if Ben Bishop was in that series, he would have won it, and who knows how far we would have gotten in the playoffs then. Our defense was a lot better that year. And just imagine if Ben Bishop was on that year against St. Louis, we would have won that series in 6 games, I'd say. But, we just need to get far with this defense, and that defense will just kind of slug us down, but hopefully we get through it. But that's going to be it for today, guys. Guys, enjoy. Make sure you like. Guys, really enjoyed. Subscribe. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.